See me, yo,
Uh-oh.
yeah, it's CC, CEO. Wanna change your life? Come see me, yo. I'ma teach you how to build up wealth for your family, not just for yourself. I'm a bestseller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a gold builder that can teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to pass your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychological black-owned firm, but we ain't all black.
Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up? It's your girl, Constance Carter. What'd you think? What did you think about 222 and We Got You? That's the new single. That's my theme, man. That's my theme. That's the single that we have coming up from LOC, Ladies of Catalyst. What's going on? What is going on, good people? It's Tuesday night. And thank you for joining me as you guys are all getting on here. I don't know, I was a little bit unprepared when we first came on. I don't know if you see me and my boy Charles, but anyway, I'm gonna get right to it because I have a lot of good stuff to talk to you about, and there's hundreds of people on here, so I'm really happy to see you all on here. The first thing I want you to do, though, is I want you to subscribe. If you are not subscribed to Fly Nubian Queen, I want you to go over there to YouTube, and I want you to subscribe to Fly Nubian Queen, the YouTube page. It is the network for melanated people just like you, just like me, melanated men and women just like us, okay? Number one. Then I want you to go over to Nobody Works Harder Than Constance Carter, like my page, follow my page, subscribe to my YouTube page, Nobody Works Harder Than Constance Carter, and then I want you to text the word Queens. Are you a queen? If you're a queen, I want you to text the word Queens to 31996. Text the word Queens to 31996 before I get started. All right. Now, if we have any kings in the building, I want you to put king in the comments box. If you're a king, I want to see these kings out here because I got a lot of nuggets to drop to you. If you're a queen, I want you to type the word queens in the comments box because, again, I got some nuggets to drop to you. So go ahead and put in the comments box. If you're a king, let me know. Let me know all the kings out there. If you're a queen, let me know all the queens out there. And then I want you to share this video because I'm about to drop some game on you. Ruben, thank you, King. Thank you, Sir Coach King. Thank you. Thank you, Rob. You a king. Zuri, you a yes. All these queens and kings, all these melanated kings and queens in the house. And because I got some game for you, and I specifically I talk about topics that I think are really important to us as a community because they are what I know that plagues us so much. If you are just being introduced to me, my name is Constance Carter. Hey, queen. Hey, queen. Hey, king. Hey, king. Hey, queen. My name is Constance Carter, and I am the broker and CEO of Catalyst Real Estate Professionals. We're the largest African-American owned real estate firm in California. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, king. Yes, queen. And so one of my mission is to really just help people to live their best lives. I've been through a lot of different things. I've had, been filed bankruptcy. I've been homeless. I have lost homes. I foreclosed on homes. I short sold homes. I have car groups. I've been through the ringer. And so what I do basically now is I use my own hardships as a blueprint to help other people. And I know, I've been there, done that, and wrote the book about it. And so I could tell you what it's like to go through it. And I could tell you what it's like to get to the other side. I have the blueprint. And so what I'm going to share with you tonight are pieces of the blueprint. And so if you guys, if there's somebody that you love out there that you want, that needs to hear this information, you guys can just share it. If you're on YouTube, put a thumbs up in the YouTube's comments box. If you are looking at me on YouTube right now, just put a thumbs up right now. If you're on Facebook, make sure you share it. If you're on Periscope, shout out to Periscope. I see all you guys on here. We got hundreds of people on here. So I see you guys on here. I see you kings and queens on here tonight. Say what's up to Miss Badu. Y'all know Erykah Badu? That's my girl. I love Erykah Badu. She's so beautiful. Don't you agree? She is definitely a queen, a melanated queen, and I have her in several places in my house. But so anyway, let's get down to business. So I mentioned to you that I've had a 379 credit score. I went from 800 to 379, back up over to 800. And the reason why this happened to me is because, when I was growing up, let me just give you a little background. My parents always just talk about what they couldn't have or couldn't do because of bad credit. And I didn't know what bad credit was, but I just knew that it was ruining our lives. And I just vowed that I would not have this bad credit that they used to always talk about. And they used to always, be in a frenzy about. And so I, grew up, got married, got pregnant, bought a house, and started making a lot of money very, very fast when I was in my mid-20s. I was making a 6-figure salary. And the more I made, the more money I spent. I had more month than money. So I was out here, I couldn't, there was times where I couldn't pay for my kids to have a ticket to the fairgrounds, to have a whole day pass at the fair. I have my husband, not me, stand in line to get our utilities paid. I was making a 6-figure salary at this time, but I made really poor choices. And so it doesn't really matter if you make a lot of money, because if you spend a lot of money at the end of the day, you're no better off than somebody else who's struggling, who doesn't make, $40,000, $30,000, $20,000 a year. Because at the end of the day, if you ain't got no money in the bank saved, it really means absolutely nothing. And so I ended up digging myself into this deep, deep, deep hole and had to file bankruptcy. I went from an 800 to a 379 credit score. And that was like rock credit bottom for me. But I tell you what, Phil, Big Ace Milborn, thank you for tuning in, King. I tell you what, I wrote it in a book. I was talking about it in my book, The Secret to Breaking the Broke Code, right? And I talk about this was like the most daunting time in my life. Keep it real. That bankruptcy, okay, so it was the worst time credit for me, but it was the best time of my life. I always try to look at the glasses half full, right? Because when I walked into that bankruptcy court, like the sun was gloomy, the clouds were gray, it was just like, the weight of the world was on my shoulder. But when that magistrate, that judge said that we good, boom, hit that gavel. When I walked out of that mug, the clouds were blue, the sun was shining, the birds were singing, and it was a beautiful, beautiful day. It was the best day because I ain't had no more bills. Like all the bill collectors that had called me, they couldn't call me no more. It was against the law for them to call me. All the mail that I wasn't opening, I ain't have to open it. All of that was null and void. It was gone. So bankruptcy for me meant new beginning. But I had to also change my mindset, because I had to change my mindset from the things that had gotten me in trouble in the first place, right? I had to change what were my habits? What was I doing? What frivolous spending was I doing? Because obviously I was doing some things that I shouldn't have been doing. No matter how much money you make, if you are excessively spending, then, what are you doing? Jahari Queen, Dawn Queen, what are you doing? So I had to reevaluate some things. And so what I ended up doing is, after I filed the bankruptcy, I ended up going to doing several trainings, and I became a certified credit expert. So that's what qualifies me to teach you and tell you about credit. I became a certified credit expert. And what I did is I took what I learned and I started helping other people. I started helping hundreds of other people get their credit together, helping them buy homes, because it's all about generational wealth. Hey, Linda Clark, how you doing? And so I got to a point where I couldn't help people personally on a personal level, because I don't do credit repair. I didn't have that kind of time. I'm a real estate broker. I sell real estate. So somebody told me one day, and this is how everything happens for me. I don't think of this stuff by myself. People actually tell me. So somebody told me, you should write a book. So I was like, okay. So I sat down. I went home from work one day early, and I used to be the first one in, last one out at work, right? So I went home from work early. Glenda will tell you. I think I left at 3:00 that day. That was early for me. And I got home and I sat down and I wrote it for like 12 hours straight. And I had basically the framework or the blueprint for the book, Keeping Score, what you need to know to make your credit score grow. But it took me a few months to actually finish it up. I finished it up and I published it as a self-published, and it became a bestseller. And it's helped thousands of people with their credit. And I didn't realize how explosive it would be. I didn't realize how many people it would help. And I didn't realize when I got testimonials, how many lives it would change and how many lives it would help. So it's really been a really blessing. And that's one of the best compliments that you could have is, to do something that people say, this really changed my life. And people really say that. So, and it's a really simple read. Let me tell you, because what I know about our people is we don't like to read. So you see it's double spaced. You can sit down and read this in an hour, but the information in here is super powerful. So if you don't have it, pick up the book, go to Amazon. This is a bestseller. Keeping Score, What You Need to Know to Make Your Credit Score Grow. This is the start. This will tell you everything you need to know. This will give you the education. Because one of the things, I know there's a lot of people who do credit repair and, they're signed up for credit repair, and you have those companies like FES out there. That's really a multi-level marketing, and all they're doing is disputing things on your credit report, which is things that you could do yourself. 96% of people who actually go through credit repair end up getting back into the same credit problems because they don't learn credit. And I'm here to teach you and educate you on credit. What is credit? How does it work? Why? And it's not as bad as a lot of people think. Because I run across so many people who are like, man, I filed bankruptcy in the 80s and now I can't get no house. And it's like, what do you mean? You can get a house in 2 years. What are you talking about? I got several houses now. I filed bankruptcy, foreclosed, repos. Now I got I got not a gang of houses, but I got some properties, own some commercial properties. I do some investments, flip houses and all that stuff after bankruptcy. So pick up this book, Keeping Score, because this is going to be a lifesaver for you. And I also ended up doing a workbook because people were like, okay, Constance, this is good. I just need a little bit more. And I ended up doing a workbook. This is a dope ass workbook, by the way, y'all. It's called Build Credit to Build Wealth, because I believe in using your credit as your leverage so that you can build wealth. So it has homework in here. It took me some time. But it has homework in here, and it really helps you to really understand, get your student loans, how to get your student loans removed, all different kind of stuff. So that's actually all my books are on Amazon right now, and they're on sale because of, the holiday. I do a holiday sale every year, something like $5.99. And a lot of my friends who are agents who don't even work for me, who are, all over the place, they'll buy a buttload of them and they'll give them to their clients. Or a lot of people will pick them up around Christmas time, and they'll just give them for stocking stuffers for, all their friends and family. Give the gift of good credit to your people. Show them that you really love them by helping them build generational wealth. That's what I say. So like Jay-Z said, it's $1 million worth of gain. It's only $5.99. So anyway, I want to get right into talking to you about different ways that your credit score can drop when you think you've done nothing wrong, because there's algorithms, there's things that happens with credit, and you think that you're doing the right thing. And a lot of these credit repair companies, they do what's called a spray and pray. I call it spray and pray. They'll just dispute everything, hoping things fall off, and end up messing ish up. Now I'm gonna go deep into this. When you sign up for my masterclass, we're going to do some masterminding. Go to ConstanceCarterVIP.com, ConstanceCarterVIP.com. Go there and subscribe, because we're going to talk about it a little bit more in the masterclass. I want you to do that. I want to make sure you guys get all the information that you need. Me and Dr. Boyce Watkins, we're going to give you this game, okay? But spray and pray is not the way. So the first thing that people will do when they sign up for a credit repair company is they'll just dispute everything. Well, what they don't realize is that when you're disputing everything, you're disputing things that you don't even need to dispute. Why is your credit score dropping when you think that you've done nothing wrong? Well, you may have disputed an old collection. And collections that have been reported in the last few years, they're really not weighing that heavily on your credit report. They're really not weighing that heavily in your credit report. So if you had an old collection, it's just sitting there, it's lingering, it's about to fall off. Then you go wake up the dead and you go dispute it. What happens? You didn't woke that thing up. You didn't woke that bad boy up. And what ends up happening is now whoever is collecting, they say, oh, they are alive. Let's start reporting. So now you have a collection that now is reporting currently, and you've just dropped your credit score. So there is a method to the madness. There is a method behind disputing. Don't dispute everything. And I actually show you what the method behind disputing is in both of my books. So make sure you're not just disputing everything. All right. Number two, one of the things that, that people do is they think that they're being prudent with their credit cards. I remember when I had some clients and they had no credit score. Well, the reason why they had no credit score is because they were like both pastors or ministers. And at church, they had like a service and they was cutting up their credit cards. They're like, no more credit cards, no more. Like so they was cutting them up in service. Well, let me tell you something. Credit cards are the holy grail of your credit. You cannot have credit if you don't have a credit card. Like that's one of the main things that you need to have good credit. So not having a credit card, that can totally mess you up because your credit cards are 30% of your credit picture. 30% of your credit picture. So if you've closed a credit card, especially a lengthy credit card, oh my God, don't ever close a credit card. Never, ever, ever. That's another reason. That's number 3. So number 1 is dispute no collections. Number 2 is not having a credit card because you need a credit card. Number 3 is closing your credit cards. Do not close credit cards. Closing a credit card, again, credit cards are 30% of your credit picture. So you do not close a credit card. And if you do, if some people will close like an old credit card. I had a pastor who had like 850, like perfect credit. His credit score dropped like 100 points. He's like, Constance, what happened? So I look at his credit report. He closed a 15-year-old credit card. I was like, no. He thought he was being prudent. He was like, I don't even use this card anymore. You know, the rate's kind of high. And so, you know, I decided to close it. Well, he just, number 5, or was it not number 4? Number 5, he just closed a lengthy credit card. So if you have a lengthy credit card, your history length, your length of your history is so important, right? So length of your credit is 15% of your credit score picture. So having a lengthy credit history, so him closing that old card just reduced his credit length significantly. And that dropped his score. You don't even know, but that goes into the algorithm of your credit. After I filed bankruptcy, I have this credit card. I hate it. It's from a company called Applied Bank. And Applied Bank is it was a secure credit card. I hate that credit card. Because you know why? It was a $200 credit card. Sometimes I would go to 7-Eleven. You know, I would go to 7-Eleven in the morning before I go to the gym, give me a bottle of water, get some gum, and a 5-hour energy drink. And that bad boy wouldn't work. Now, I ain't even had nothing on that credit card. And it was the only credit card. Like when I first filed bankruptcy, that was the only credit card I had. And sometimes that thing didn't work and it would embarrass the hell out of me. And I had no cash. So that little $250 credit card, they wouldn't even take it at 7-Eleven. So I would just be so mad. But guess what? I held on to that credit card. I hate it. I don't use it. They charge me $10 a month for it. I don't use it, but I keep it. You know why? Can somebody tell me why I keep that credit card? Anybody, type in the chat box why I keep the Applied Bank credit card from when I first filed bankruptcy. Does anybody? I'm gonna give you a second. So somebody tell me the answer. Why did I keep the credit card? Yes, Sir Coach. Yep. Anybody else? That's right. So why I kept that old credit card that I really, really hate, Linda Clark. Yes. What did Linda Clark say? Yep. Erica, what? Yes. Yes. Dorothy. Yes. Yes. Who else? Yes. Facebook user. Yes. Yes. LSC. Yes. Yes. Come on. Carmel. Yep. It was your longest. Yes, Carmel. Trade line history. Yes. Come on. Somebody else. Who else we got? Zurich. Credit history. Yes. Yes. Something that, yes. So that damn credit card that I hate, like I hate that credit card's guts, but I keep it and I paid a little funky $10 a month because it has that history and it's keeping my score high because I filed bankruptcy 11 years ago now. And so that's one of my lengthiest credit cards. So whatever you do, don't close your credit cards. But then on top of that, don't close an old credit card because you do not want to reduce your credit length, your credit history. Okay. Another reason why your credit score could drop when you don't even know it, if you didn't even know it, is by applying for new credit cards, right? So again, your length, and that goes back to your history, And please make sure you go to ConstanceCarterVIP.com so that we can mastermind about this, because we're going to start masterminding about all of this information, getting you deeper in the game. But a new credit card, when you open up new accounts, it'll drop your score a little bit. And the reason why I dropped your score is because now you've just when your credit history accumulation adds up. If you have a new card, then that reduces your overall accumulation, right? Your history, that reduces your overall history. And your history is 15% of your credit score. It's not going to drop it like, you being late on a credit card, but it's, that history is important. 15% of your credit card or your credit score. So when you get a new card, it reduces your overall history, and therefore it could actually drop your score. Now, if you needed a new card, you needed a card. Sometimes I'll get a new card. I mean, I haven't gotten a new card. I probably got like 8 or 9 credit cards. I haven't gotten a new card in about 3 years. So my newest one is probably about 3 years old, because sometimes I'll get them because of points. You know what I mean? My American Express, got that platinum. You got to floss a little bit. So sometimes, you got to get some, new credit cards for certain things. Like if like my American Express credit card, I can go on trips for free because I have so many doggone points. So sometimes, it might be important or prudent for you to get a new credit card. And so it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's just, that's the reason why your credit score will drop. Another reason is not using your credit card. Did you know that? So, you have a credit card and you're like, the interest rate is high. I'm going to just pay it off and I'm not going to use it, or I'm just not going to use it. At some point, if you don't use your credit card company can actually close your credit card, right? So if you're not using it, they'll say, you know what? They'll give you a notice, maybe a couple of months in advance, and they'll go ahead and close it out. And if they close it out, guess what's going to happen? Down, 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 down. Just like Dorothy said, I never got a chance to use it, and they closed the account. And that probably dropped your score. So make sure you use the cards. Use it, don't abuse it, okay? Another reason why your credit score can drop, and I bet you didn't know that, and somebody called me a lie on this. Somebody called me a lie. Paying your credit card to 0 can actually drop your score. Yeah, that's true. Paying your credit card to 0 can actually drop your score. Yeah, it is the best thing to do. And again, I'm gonna use the word prudent again. I'm gonna use my SAT words. I'm gonna use the word prudent again. It is the best thing to do, paying your credit card to 0, right? So, if you don't want to pay the interest and all that stuff. However, here's what I do. Here's how I work that, because I'm not always using my credit. So most of my cards are going to be paid to 0 most of the time. I'll use my American Express, and of course with American Express, you got to pay it off every month. But most of my cards are paid to 0. If I'm looking to stimulate my score, so say I want to buy a house, or I want to buy something and I want my score to go up, I'll put a little bit on the credit card, right? Because your utilization is what stimulates the score. So it's not enough to just have a credit card. You got to use a thing. Again, remember, use it, don't abuse it. So it doesn't mean you got to always have a balance, because if you ain't buying nothing, it doesn't make sense for you to have a balance if you don't need to. However, if you want to stimulate your score, go ahead and, buy gas, pay it down, don't pay it off. Go to the grocery store, pay it down, don't pay it off, and just keep a small balance on there. Just, if you're going to be buying a house within the next few months. All right. Utilization. Yes, utilization. Carmel said it happens to me all the time. So I want you to take a moment while I'm talking to you. I want you to take a moment, and I want to make sure that you are sharing this information out there, because you guys, listen, I'm putting you up on game, and everybody needs to hear this. Your mom and them need to hear it. Your cousins, your aunties, your uncles, your daddy, everybody needs to hear this. And I'm giving you this information not so that you can keep it to yourself, but you also need to be educating your kids on this. Duders! Come here, son. I'm going to introduce you to my 16-year-old real quick. Come here, son, real quick. So this is why it's so important, because this next generation needs to understand this, because this is the way that closing the wealth gap might not happen with us. It might not happen with our parents, but it's going to happen with our kids. Yeah. Come here real quick, son. Real quick. Look, he don't come here. Go. Wait, don't tear up nothing. My son's kind of clumsy. This is my son. This is my son, Warren Jr. Say hey.
Hi.
So this is, all these different channels that we're on, and I'm just telling them about credit and stuff. But my son, if you guys follow me, my son has a stock program or a stock class. He trades stock. How much did you make for me in the last month, son?
I think I made
Speak up.
like 3,500.
No, you made about 4,000.
Yeah, 4,000 around that.
Because then when you took over, how much did I have in the stock portfolio?
Like 7,000.
And I think I'm up to about 13,000 now, right? And you took over in what, September? You took over in September.
Yeah.
So my boy is killing it in the stock game, and he's helping other people. And he helped his sister. You helped your grandmother, and now he has a group where he's showing people how to invest in stock, right? And showing them what all the hot stocks are and stuff like that. And guess what? He's only charging, because he's just starting off. He just started yesterday, right? And he's only charging $5 a month. Now he's about to go up to about $100 in a minute. He's about to go up to 25, then 50, then 100. But right now, for $100 per month, for $5 per month, you can join his group on Telegram, Warren Carter stock tips or something like that. Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted you to introduce me, because this is my one. This is my golden child. This is my dude, huh, son? Yeah, boy. Crazy. Don't mess that up. But anyway, this is my son. They hate me. The reason why I said that, and let me go back to what I was saying, is because this information needs to go to our next generation. So this is the information that they're not teaching in the schools. And the only way we're going to be able to close a wealth gap is through that generation right there. And so we need more us teaching them the right way, because for us, a lot of our parents didn't have this information. They didn't have this knowledge and information. They didn't teach it to us. So we got to make sure that we're teaching this to our kids. So everything I'm telling you, if your kids ain't on here right now, which you should bring them on here, or if they haven't joined my son's stock class, they need to join the stock class. Get them up to where they're able to grow their money and not blow their money. Look, this is my shirt. This is one of my conversation tees. Grow your money and don't blow your money. Get them to a point where they're able to grow money. Because my son is he got, the $100 shoes, $150 shoes, but he also has, hundreds of dollars in Nikes in stock. He also has, money in, electric vehicles and, Airbnb and all. I'm not going to tell you what he's buying. I ain't going to tell you what he's buying. However, he's growing more money than he's spending. He's an investor more so than he's a consumer. And so that's what we have to teach our kids. So I just got on my little soapbox real quick. Another way that your credit score can drop when you didn't even know is if your credit card company reduces your limit. That can happen. A credit card company. So say you just living your life. So now when the market changed before I filed bankruptcy, I had like a $20,000 card, and I was up to my balance was up to $15,000. Well, they reduced my limit to $15,000, and so then that made me maxed out. Well, your credit card balance is 30% of your credit picture. And so if you're maxed out, that's going to drain your score. That could drain your score 50, 60, 70 points, maybe 100 points sometimes if you're maxed out. So if your credit card company has reduced your limit and you didn't even know, and now that your utilization is higher, then that absolutely can drop your credit score. All right. So those are, I think I gave you about 6 or 7 little pointers on how your credit score can drop when you've done nothing wrong. And these are things that you haven't done wrong. You haven't done anything wrong, but your credit score is dropping anyway. And you were wondering why it's dropped. Well, it's probably because you may have closed a credit card. You might have paid your credit card off. You might have maxed the credit card out, without even knowing. You might have, disputed no collection. There's many things that you could have done to reduce your credit score that you don't even know, that you're thinking that you are being prudent and you're thinking you're doing the right thing. So just be mindful. Something else, and let me see that shirt again. Oh. Hey, Charles, take the words off for me. Take the words off for me real quick. Grow your money. Don't blow your money. Because if you blow your money, it ain't a damn thing funny. That's my conversation tee. And you can buy that shirt on conversationtea.com, conversationtea.com. I'm giving you all tea on the conversation, but I sell motivational shirts, but it's all about, having multiple revenue streams, because that's what I live by. This is one of the things that I do. Having books. That's one of the things that I do. being a CEO. I invest in cannabis. I invest in real estate. I flip houses. I'm always looking for opportunities to where I can make more money, but not only just make more money, because it's not just about me making money, but it's how can I share this with my people? How can I share this with my friends and family? How can I share this with my folks so that we can build as a community? Because that's the most important thing. Closing that wealth gap, because we've been shut out of wealth for so long, but it's our time. And I got the secret to breaking the broke code. I got the secret. I'm not telling you anything that I heard or I read. I'm telling you exactly what I know because I've lived it and I experienced it. I'm telling you everything. So I'm putting you up on a game that I know that I've been through, but I've had to go through some hardships, and I use my hardships as a blueprint to help other people. So my son's information on stocks, I'm going to go give it to you right now. I'm going to go to my Facebook page while I'm talking to you. And you can pay his PayPal is $5 a month. And where's Constance Carter? And then once you give him the $5, or once you pay, he will then send you the link to the group. And then if you go to my page, if you go to Constance Carter, or go to my Facebook, my Constance Carter Facebook page, and just kind of look around over there, because I got some stuff on his stock group today. I'm gonna put it in here. Actually, I should have had you do this for me, Charles, while I'm over here looking while I'm doing this. But I found the link. So that's the link right there. That's my son's stock class. Yeah, that's my son's stock class, or stock group. $5 a month. Bless this young man. He is giving up. If you see the stuff, you know what? Let me show you. Let me give you just an example of what he's talking about in his class, right? Let me just share my screen really quick, because I want you to know it's real serious. My son is doing his research, so he ain't just giving you no bogus information. Let me share my screen really quick so I could just kind of show you. Okay, so I'm gonna share my Facebook screen really quick. So if you see, I had to scratch some things out. My son told his group today. This is today. It's the only second day of this group. My favorite stocks are blank and blank, because companies are starting to take over, and these will be top ones in a couple of years. Blank, which is in a way very similar to blank. It's a tool to help people run their businesses with COVID-19. A lot of people are looking into new ways to make more money. Blank, because Biden said he supports federal marijuana decriminalization. Vice President-elect Kamala Harris has sponsored the MORE Act and proposed special measures that, among other things, will take pot off the list of controlled substances. Blank, because the COVID-19 pandemic will be over soon, hopefully meaning most transportation will be used again. It is best to look into cruise and airlines. My son is doing his research, y'all. My son is doing his research. How do I stop the share? Right? So he ain't just giving no, he's going out and researching, and he's putting this stuff in there all day. He's giving them stock tips, and he's growing their portfolio. My portfolio has grown 56% since he took it over in September. So join his stock group. Carmel said, she said, yes, please. I'm afraid it'll be hard. And it's not that hard. If you're talking about investing in stock, it's not that hard. And my son will he'll definitely show you, he'll hold your hand. But this young brother's doing it. I always tell him he's going to be my ticket out the ghetto. And he's going to buy me my dream house. I'm hoping by the time he's 18, he can pay his way through college. And yes, he's still going to college. I don't care how much money he makes. So anyway, it does make me really proud, because I just feel like he is like everything that I talk about. He's manifested. He's that personified. So it just really makes me really happy that he's doing a damn thing. So anyway, somebody said they did the PayPal already and they waiting on the email. No, Troy, I ain't in the ghetto. That's a saying. It be my ticket out the ghetto. I always say that. My kids say, we're not in the ghetto, mama. But I just always say that. So anyway, yes, Kel, King. So anyway, before I leave, please subscribe to Constance Carter VIP. We are going to put you up on some game. Me and Boy, this is actually my mastermind, but I've partnered with Boyce Watkins to bring you this information, and he entrusted me to bring this to you. And so hopefully you can entrust me to go ahead and subscribe to the page, and we can get it popping and get more information to you around all of this wealth building, because it's important to me, and it's important to me because it helps you. And then go and follow Nubian Queen YouTube page. follow Nobody Works Harder Than Constance Carter. I have a ebook out that I wrote when the pandemic hit. It's a $5 ebook. It's called 7 Online Revenue Streams to Fund Your $1 Million Dreams. You can get that on my website, constancecarter.com. And I just give 5 ways that you can make multiple revenue. I give 5 ways that you can get more money, because in the Bible, in Ecclesiastes 11:2, it says get 7 revenue streams, and it said no 8, and then I put 8 in there. I did a little 8 bonus because you never know when a disaster may strike the land. And if COVID-19 has taught you anything, if 2020 has taught you anything, it should have taught you that you cannot be depending on one revenue stream. You need more. So go ahead and get my ebook as well. Go to constancecarter.com and pick that up. But we definitely going to be dropping a lot more gems in Constance Carter VIP. All right. I just want to make sure I address the comments before I get out of here, because it's a lot of you. It's hundreds of you on here right now, and I want to make sure that I get everybody. Charles, am I missing any comments? Was there anybody that I didn't get, because I can't scroll down the comments for some reason? Carmel said the year of the woman power. That's right. 2021 is going to be our year. Troy said we need to talk about cannabis investing. All right. So I think that's it. Don said $5. I spend that on coffee daily. Thank you, Warren Carter. Yes. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings, like my girl Erica Badu says.